investment and excitement. So, like I said in the other video, I said I was going to invest in myself and my future, and I did it. And I'm so excited for the future, like being able to bet on yourself, fund your creative passions, your future, your hobbies. But I don't look at it as a hobby. I look at it as, a fulfillment, like a purpose for my life. And I want to fulfill my purpose. So I'm going to fund it, right? I'm going to invest in myself to get there. And I did. And I'm so excited, like, for the future and what I can do. And, I started off the day really good. My day has been good. But for some reason, as I came home from school today, I had this, like, little bit of sadness. And I think it's directed towards me. It's getting warmer outside where I live, even though I know it's probably going to get cold again because it's only February. But right now, it's, like, warm. There's not much snow, and, it's starting to feel like spring. And then it'll be summer, right? I love summer. And as I was driving, back home from school today, I just kind of had a little bit of sadness. I was listening to happy music and everything, but it hurts when you failed in the past and, you're still maybe not held back, but you still can't move fully forward. I crashed my car earlier in like November. And, I'm just kind of like reminiscing, remembering, last summer how I had my car and, I just had that freedom again and I loved it. And like, obviously it's my fault, it is my fault. And, I've obviously never said it was anyone else's fault. It's mine. And I've taken responsibility and, I have moved on, I know what to do, even though I knew before, but I don't know. I'm still upset at myself. And, I know I will get my car back. And I know that, I will be able to have that freedom like I did in the summer. But right now it's just weird because, I have to be so grateful. Knowing you failed or you're in this kind of pit or your mood kind of starts to go down, reintroduce gratitude. I had to kind of snap out of my little sadness because I have a car at least, My family has at least one car. I can drive to school and back. And I have to be grateful for that. And I am. I'm so grateful I'm able to drive and I have a license and everything. Like, my life is great. But it just sucks because, if I just didn't make that mistake, then I would still have my car. And I know that everything happens for a reason. And, I must have, this must have been something that changed my trajectory. And it honestly did. Like, following a pursuit with me and healing and everything, like, honestly, I think crashing my car was kind of almost integral to my change. Now, could I have done it without it? I have no idea. Sometimes failure is necessary, even if it happens twice. And I got to remember that just because you fail doesn't mean you're failure for the rest of your life. Doesn't mean you have to hold on to that negativity and let it weigh down on you. You don't need to do that. You don't need to grieve. I know I'm not grieving, but it is a little bit sad. I want my car. There's a lot of things that you want to have and maybe you can't because of a failure or you're just not there yet. And I think just being persistent and moving forward with a whole new perspective, right? Be more positive, be more grateful, be open to the universe and, be open to receiving abundance, money and allowing yourself to get help from the universe. That's necessary. And, I have been doing that. And I'm so grateful for everything I have. At least I have a car. And, obviously you're going to get upset at yourself. I'm upset at myself if I fail, but you got to move on. Like, it happened in the past and you can't change anything. So now it's just what steps you can do to move forward, What are your next steps forward? And I already know. And so I just kind of got to wait. You never know when abundance and receiving, money or whatever will happen. You never know when that success will happen, but you know what you need to do. Focus on the what, right? Focus on what you want to pursue, what you want to do. And, that's what I'm doing. I invested in myself and I'm taking this opportunity, not having a car and being in this spot, it's just another motivator to get me where I want to be, right? I don't have my car yet. It's not fully fixed. Let me go even harder to try and get that fixed, right? Use your situation as a motivator. I guarantee not everyone that's watching is rich as hell, You got to work your way up there. So put in that work, put in that effort. What do you want to do? Make sure you get there. Make sure you know what you want to do, your plan. act on it. Act on it. And these things that you can't have yet, that you don't have, that you want to have, use that as a motivator. Use it as a motivator. Invest in yourself, invest in your future, invest in your passion, invest in your purpose. Your dream, invested it. That's what I did. I funded myself. And it is an investment because this is going to take me even farther. It's a way for me to express myself, and I got it. I know what I have to do, and I'm excited for the future. I'm genuinely excited for the future. But, right now, there's always spots in your day that, your mood kind of goes down, your energy kind of goes down, and then you think of a bad, negative spot in your life. I don't have my car. But bro, I'm still able to drive. The weather is nice out. The entire day was good. So stop focusing on the negative. Focus on the positives, because I guarantee there's positives in your life. Be happy you woke up today. There's this lyric in the Tyler Creator song, Heaven to Me. I think it's heaven to me is waking up in the morning or something like that. You are so lucky to even be here. I'm so lucky to even be here. I can't trap myself in these negative parts, in my wants. Yes, I can use my desires and my dreams to help motivate me, but don't let it stick me down like glue and just be stagnant for the rest of my life and not try to put effort or energy into what I want. Put energy into what you want. You deserve that. You owe that to yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Stop worrying about and, locking yourself in negatives and grieving. You can move on. Step forward. Step forward. I don't have my car. There might be someone else here who doesn't have their car or a car. Last year I was literally manifesting it. I said, I'm going to get a car this year, like so much. And I got one. Yes, I didn't pay for it, but it still happened. So manifest what you want. Do the work. Put your effort in. Don't stick yourself down for things you don't have yet. Don't be stuck because you don't have the things you want yet. Let that just be a motivating factor. Your desires are powerful. Use it to get there, not to let it keep you stagnant and stuck. Okay, that was really it. I was just kind of thinking, and yeah, my day was good though. Hopefully you guys' day was good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.